So Manchester United, a draw. They score 3, but they concede 3 over in Istanbul against Galatasaray. Is this club moving closer to calamity under Ten Hag or moving closer to getting it right? And as far as Onana, the goalkeeper, is concerned, another howler of a mistake. David De Gea is still without a club. United fans, would you have him back? 03717 223344 81089. Steve, big United fan, good morning. What's your assessment of it?
Good morning, gents. Great show as always.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you.
I think you're both way off the mark, if I'm being honest, in this one. I think, Sam alluded to we've got to look to move forward and progress to get to the standards of City, and then taking a backward step, getting De Gea back, that's definitely not the thing to do. But then on Onana, Simon said the defence in front isn't good enough. But you look at the 2 goals yesterday, they're 2 direct free kicks, and they've gone in directly in the centre of the goal. That was all the goalkeeper's fault. And then the game against Copenhagen, his pass was what got Casemiro into trouble and got him sent off. So, he's having an absolute stinker. And, just to pick up again on what Simon said about De Gea's first season, De Gea was 19, 20-year-old when he signed for United. Onana's 26, 27. He should be doing, he should be a lot more experienced, and I just don't think he's going to reach the standards that we need. If you compare him to Ederson and Alisson, he's absolutely miles off.
Oh, you don't think he'll make it? You don't think he'll reach the standards that United demand?
No, I just think he's lacking the shot ability, and he's a little bit too overconfident sometimes with the ball at his feet, and he gets himself into trouble. He nearly did a couple of times in the game last night. So, yeah, I think sometimes you've got to cut your losses. He's clearly not what we thought he was going to be. So, in my opinion, anyway. So, yeah, I think
that's a fair analysis, Steve. I think that's a fair analysis, to be fair. The only thing I would say is they're all getting themselves into trouble with the ball at their feet. Look at Alisson at the weekend. He nearly gives away 1 goal by knocking a ball square. It puts himself right into trouble and clears a ball straight to the opposition's midfield. So I think they're all getting themselves in trouble. I think it's a fair analysis. If I'm going to make comparisons about eclipsing Liverpool and Man City, then both of those goalkeepers that you allude to are better than Onana.
Okay, Steve, listen, thanks for the call. Jack, where is your head? Certainly on Onana, what do you think? Good morning.
Good morning, guys. How are we doing?
Good, thanks, Jack.
I thought it was a weird signing at the start of the season anyway, bearing in mind Erik Ten Hag had a limited budget to start with. And to smash a third of that on a goalkeeper when you had De Gea was more than adequate there, but saying that he needed a centre-back, a right-back, a centre midfielder, knowing that if you're Man United back in Champions League, you're going to need quality players in them positions. And he goes to spend nearly 50 million on a goalkeeper when you've got someone there who was going to accept a reduced contract. But when it comes to the goals that Onana's conceded, they're simple. He makes them every day in his sleep, so to speak.
Yeah. I mean, on a night the one like the night's coming up, Manchester United need to beat Bayern and hope Copenhagen and Galatasaray draw in their match. Well, Onana can't do much about the second part of that, but United need to meet Bayern. Would you have confidence in Onana going in between the sticks that night against Bayern Munich?
No, simply. You look at the goals he's conceded, and they are simple goalkeeping. It's a switching off of concentration. You look at the team performance last night, it was actually quite good. Yeah. Bearing in mind, Simon's already touched on about Fernandez's leadership, and I think that was abysmal again last night, because when you're 3-1 up, someone needs to get hold of the team and say, right, slow it down, take these little fouls, reduce the time, and make the simple passes, and we're still spreading passes 35 yards into dead
Can I just pick you up on your limited transfer budgets? You spent 200 million. Where do you get the terminology limited from?
Well, we knew we had to sell.
Hang on. You sold £35 million worth of players. You sold Dean Henderson and you sold Alanga, and you brought in 220 million worth of talent. So you've got a net spend of more than your average net spend over the last 10 years has been 160 million a season, 1.6 billion. This year, your net spend was about 180, 190 million. How does that qualify in your thinking to say we've got a limited spending?
So you can't argue that the club's back Ten Hag. They've gone out and got his transfer targets.
Yeah.
But at the start of the season, come February, we was challenging for 4 competitions. Yeah, it was unrealistic, but at the same time, we was on the front of challenging for 4 competitions. Knowing that we were likely to go into the Champions League, £150 million, you know, Bayern Munich signed Harry Kane for 100 million, but we're getting linked to Harry Kane every single day in the newspapers, in the media.
Yeah, you bought a 75 million euro centre forward instead.
They did, but they sold a couple, and you look at the transfer list that we're trying to get out the door.
Yeah, you sold Elanga.
Yeah.
That's not much of a like-for-like, is it?
It's not. You're not wrong there, but at the same time, Elanga's never going to be a Champions League player for Man United.
No, granted. But to say you've got a limited budget, I mean, I don't know. I'm not having a go. I'm just trying to qualify what you think a limited budget is. What should Man United be spending? 300-400 million, moving into the sort of territory that people are getting offended that Chelsea are doing?
I think if you're generating that, bearing in mind, yeah, we have had a couple of seasons where we've not been in the competition and the TV rights from Champions League.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we are Man United. We get 75,000 there every week. You're getting a good budget in, and then you're getting a lot of TV deals. You know, we were on TV.
Yeah, but you've seen the increase, haven't you, in the levels of return that Man City are getting. You have dropped down into the £500 million bracket, so you're now at a stage where spending £200 million is a significant amount of money, or best part of it. And if you're buying a goalkeeper, what we're criticising really is not the budget, it's the way it's been spent. Because if you're buying a goalkeeper in this day and age, we've seen it. You know, Alisson came for 75 million. You've got a goalkeeper for 47 million. And the problem is, it's not necessarily the money that's been spent. It's where it's been spent, on whom it's been spent on, and that's Ten Hag's responsibility.
Yeah. I tell you what, Jack,
thank you.
Jack, thank you for your call. Many of you getting in touch this morning. We might keep this going the other side of the upcoming bulletin at 10:30. Joe in Manchester this morning saying, look, for one, I'm happy with Ten Hag, but let me tell you this, I would have De Gea back tomorrow. Do others out there feel the same way? 81089, or give us a call, 0371 223344.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.